Hello all. So today I want to just give y'all some updates and kind of do another version of what this channel is about, because I have kind of like a quick 3-minute video and I have a description. But let's start with what this channel will be about, because I will actually start to try to grow my channel more intentionally. So the first year, which was, when was that? So I started the channel in fall of 2017, and that's after having baby number 3, but that's daughter number 4 because I have a stepdaughter. And so I did maybe have a couple of months where I was able to actually upload a few videos, but then I basically took a big break between basically all of 2018. So I did a little bit of videos in early or late 2017. Had to take a big break in 2018 because being a mommy of 4 was, you know, awesome, but much harder than what I expected. And so I had to reshift some things, and then also had some emergencies and some unexpected things that happened in 2018 with some, you know, family members being in the hospital, lost my job, first time ever having being let go. I've been pushed out of a job once, you know, it wasn't a right fit, and it wasn't just me, it was a lot of other people getting pushed out, but it was my first time basically getting, you know, fired, and we don't need you, you know. And it was specifically because I was missing time at work to be in the hospital. So anyways, that's such is life. I am not actually complaining about it. Let me focus here and say that I'm actually very grateful for that experience. At the time, it wasn't the most positive. It was really hard to come to grips with reality when it comes to, you know, this organization knows, and it was actually a job that I had just started too, so I know that can be risky when you start a new job, but still, this organization knows that I can do the work well. This organization knows that I'm here on time, you know, I'm doing great stuff, I'm providing value. So just because I had to call in to work, to be at the hospital, you know, with a family member, that was kind of weird. That was a rude awakening to know the world can be that cold and calculated. And I say calculated is a really great word to use because it's a money thing. They're like, hey, Vanessa can't be here to get the job done. We don't really got time to be worrying about her and who she's in the hospital with. So let's go ahead and let her go and find somebody else who ain't got family members in the hospital. So such is life, but I do not say that to complain. I actually can say it now and say I'm grateful because it's given me such a better perspective with my path. And my path is one in which I really need to focus, which I am, focus more on growing the business when it comes to all, yeah, just working for myself more. So, you know, y'all know that I'm not there 100% yet. But that is definitely the goal, to be 100% working for myself. When will that be? I'm not exactly sure. We'll see how soon that can happen, especially if I practice what I preach when it comes to law of attraction. But yeah, so that was 2018. 2018 was a whirlwind. And you know what's so interesting about 2018? It was so awesome as well because y'all know I am divorced, or some of y'all might know if this is your first time seeing me on here, but I am divorced and remarried, and I just got remarried in 2018. So the beginning of 2018 started off pretty sweet. It was sweet, bittersweet also because, you know, me and my husband did struggle with baby number 3, daughter number 4 actually though. So baby number 3 for me, daughter number 4 overall, because we had to reshift so many different things. And so once we got that into gear, that was awesome. And she's just, you know, the most precious little baby, of course. But it was still a reality check when it comes to what it takes to still have time and affection for your mate, and also, you know, be parents of 4 kids. So anyways, we had that rude awakening. We got through it. Then we got married, and that was just awesome. It was perfect. You know, we didn't get to spend it with a ton of family because we chose to do it in Vegas, and not everyone could make it, but we knew that up front, and we still get to see our family and celebrate with them in different ways. So anyways, Vegas was awesome. And then summer 2018, that's when everything went down. You know, a series of very unexpected events that led to a lot of more unexpected things. And I'm gonna be honest, actually, last year I handled it pretty well. There were some other years, you know, I kind of talk about 2016 when it comes to having a few of my family members, 3 family members who passed, 2 of which were, you know, brothers, separate occasions. One was had just turned 27 or 28, and one was 29, about to turn 30. So anyway, 2016 was probably, honestly, I don't know what was harder. I don't know. I can't even compare them. But between 2014 and actually 2018, there was a lot of great things happening, a lot of shifting, but also a lot of challenges. And I think y'all know, I'm gonna go ahead and pause and say these videos are often all over the place, and hey, that's cool for now. I'll get more linear when I need to, but what I'm trying to say is, since 2014, so between 2014 and 2018, there's been a lot of shifting. And what's crazy about it is exactly what I wanted to happen, but not in the way I thought it would happen. So basically, when it comes to law of attraction, which talk about channel content, that is one of the biggest things that y'all are going to always hear me talk about. Law of attraction, law of attraction. And I bring up law of attraction because I could see it in my life. I see it in my life. I see that when I do very specific things consistently, literally, when I do very consistent things that are talked about when it comes to law of attraction, my desired result happens 100% of the time. The question is, how often can I actually follow those steps and do what I'm supposed to do? So anyways, the reason why I bring up law of attraction is because I asked for a certain type of relationship. I asked for a certain type of career. I asked, for certain things. And what we don't realize is when we ask for certain things, often is the right word. Often it means we got to give up something else because we're replacing something. This is not to say people who are in certain relationships, marriages, if you're asking, for things to be improved, it's not saying, all of y'all are gonna, get divorced or whatever. For some people, yes. But for a lot of people, you can transform that relationship in different ways. But for me, once I started to ask and get really clear about what I wanted, for me, it meant, well, this job is not for you. This job is not for you. This person is not for you. So it was tough. And then, of course, on top of all of that, the funerals, having to deal with loss. For me, this is my first time having to deal with a lot of back-to-back loss. I do know other people, in my family and who've dealt with tons of loss their entire life, and I can imagine. But for me, this is the first time I've had to deal with a lot of loss. So on top of all of the changes, good and bad, all the loss. So come full circle to 2019, I'm grateful. Moral of the story is grateful, and that would be a big topic on the channel. I will try my best to upload these regular gratitude vlogs. Because gratitude is one of those things, one of those components under law of attraction that is very transformative and very powerful. So when it comes to law of attraction, you're going to hear a lot of different people put their spin on it. Because if you were to research law of attraction, you will have a lot of spiritual people that'll come up. You'll have different religious people come up who incorporate, Bible verses and all of that when it comes to law of attraction. You'll have psychologists. You'll have people in quantum physics. You'll have a lot of different people put their spin on it. But what we're basically saying when we say law of attraction is everything's energy. And since everything is energy, we can energetically attract whatever we want in our life with certain steps. Since everything is energy, everything is always vibrating. And the goal is to vibrate, to achieve a certain vibration that will get you what you want. And so one of the popular books and documentaries is called The Secret. And that talks about it, from some various perspectives, spiritual leaders, psychologists, and some others. And so once we learn how to achieve a certain vibration and manipulate energy to a certain extent and achieve a certain energetic state, we can get what we want. Gratitude is a very powerful force to do that. When you are genuinely grateful, and sometimes it does take a little fake until you make it to get there. But when you are genuinely grateful for life and, where you're at, even if you're headed somewhere else, energetically, your vibration is high. So when you learn to achieve gratitude on a consistent basis, no matter what, especially no matter what, because we're not saying, let me do this real quick. It looks a little, yeah, I think that helped. Let's see. I don't know if that helped. It was looking a little blurry on my end, so I think that helped clear up the camera. But when you learn to have a genuine state of gratitude on a consistent basis, no matter the circumstances, trust and believe you're going to be a powerful attraction machine, and for me last year, well, these last few years, but definitely last year, yeah, it taught me that even when the worst was happening, then something even worse after that happened, or just, feeling like, okay, yeah, just having one thing on top of the next. When I practiced what I preached and I said, Okay, well, I'm grateful that I'm learning X. I've never had to be in this situation before, so now I know, you know, life goes on. Here's the resources I can rely on. Here's how things can still move forward. And so last year definitely really fine-tuned my ability to consistently stay grateful and to consistently focus on the fact that the universe is always speaking to you. There's a give and a take, a back and a forth going on between you and the rest of the world. And that happens between you and other human beings. That happens between you and nature, and you and, if you believe in God, whatever you want to call, you know, that force, it's going on, you know. So that's what's going on. And so the channel will include lots about gratitude, lots about law of attraction. It will talk about a lot of psychology based coaching and self-help and empowerment stuff, because at heart, I mean, I don't know if I had to pick one. If I believe in the spiritual science more than the psychological science, I don't know. I kind of feel like they're one and the same, but a lot of my approach is going to be coming from psychologists, but most of them are psychologists who also happen to be very spiritual people. Not necessarily religious. Some of them are religious, but psychologists who also believe in a God. And so they combine those two forces, the power of the mind, the power of spirit, and hence, yeah, then that creates a certain type of belief system, which I ascribe to and I want to share with you all. There are tons of others on YouTube and tons of books and tons of, you know, other resources that I will be happy to redirect y'all to as well. Maybe in the comments, I'll kind of list some of the people that I watch and follow the most that are really helpful to me in my journey. But yeah, so it'll be a lot of psychology, a lot of spiritual stuff for those who like it. When I say spiritual, that I'm very open-minded. I'm fully aware that some people are not going to believe exactly what I believe, and that's okay. I've been all around the circle. I've been very religious at one time. I've been very, I don't know what you want to call it, but I struggled with believing in God at one time, but I've done a full circle, and I can tell you, I respect your beliefs, even if they don't align with mine, and I hope to provide content that gives you value no matter what your belief is. And so with me being open-minded, I'm gonna at some point talk about a lot of things that might make some people uncomfortable, and that's fine. My channel is not, my channel is not going to be for everybody, and that is completely okay. For example, one of my videos talks about the fact that I like to call myself a highly intuitive person. And I like that word because I believe in intuition, and I like intuition because that is now scientifically studied. People and researchers are starting to realize that intuition is a force that we all have, and you can train yourself to tap into it more. So intuition is a safe word. If I say I'm psychic, that probably scares some people. But it is what it is. I don't care what you call me. I can tell you that I've had a ton of experiences, whether it's in dreams, whether it's just meeting someone and knowing so much about them, or whether it's kind of like a vision. Sometimes I can see someone and see something, you know. I'm what you call clairvoyant. I am clairaudient, which means you can hear things, which I don't hear a lot of things, which I'm grateful for because that could be a little creepy. But yeah, I do believe I'm also someone who can perceive spirits. So again, some people are kind of going to be like, well, this channel's not for me, but hey, to each his own. For me, I'm not there at the point where I want to help God translate messages for people who've lost their loved ones. But if that's God's will at some point, maybe. But right now, nah, I just know I'm a sensitive, you know, soul, and I can sense other spirits, and I'm okay with that right now. What else? So the topic, yeah, so another, you know, a lot of the channel will be about that whole arena of intuition, how everyone can fine-tune their intuition, how everyone can create a dream journal and realize that the universe is talking to you. So one of the ways in which the universe talks to me, hey Jada, I'm coming in a little bit, baby. One of the ways in which the universe started to talk to me in a way to, yeah, I'll just leave it there, is two ways actually. One, numbers. So I'm big on numerology. So I will have some videos on astrology and numerology, although I don't think I'm ever going to be super in depth with astrology. I'll let y'all go to the other astrologers for that. But I do believe in it, and I believe in it because although I'm spiritual and open-minded, I'm very scientific, if you haven't realized. I like patterns and I like evidence, and to me, a lot of the evidence, for some people can say, okay, astrology is just is what it is. It's not reliable. There's no patterns. For me, the people that I attract in my life, it's just so many connections And yeah, it's just so many connections between the type of people that I'm closest to and vice versa and all that good stuff. So that's astrology. Numerology is another one. I kind of feel more in tune with numerology because it seems a little, yeah, I'm more in tune with numerology, as I'll leave it at that. And I'll explain what that is. You know, certain things like, an example of numerology is people who believe in, you know, the universe is using numbers to speak to us and that nothing happens on accident. And so your birthday was not, your birthday and birth time was not on accident. So for me, I was born April 30th in some year. I don't even want to tell y'all my year because some people are going to judge me, think I'm too young, too old, too whatever. So y'all can guess what my year is. But anyways, when you add up all the numbers, April 30th, 4 plus 30 plus my birth year, that gives you a certain number. And I am actually someone who is a life path 6. To me, whew, when I learned that, it made so much sense. It made a lot of sense to me. And I won't even get into it, you know, but my life path made a lot of sense. And I also have, everyone also has a karmic number. So the actual day that you're born on is not on accident, if you believe so. If you choose to believe, if you don't, no worries. But I do believe it. You know, I was born on the 30th, so that number 3 is very special to me and has a lot to do with my journey in life. And so anyways, if you ever are, if you haven't looked it up already, if you don't know your numbers, you can definitely go to numerology.com or even Google search it. But you can like write in a Google search and say, what is my life path number? How do I calculate my life path number? What is my karmic number? And you'll find tons of YouTube videos, tons of stuff on it. And maybe someday they'll do like a mega analysis. Maybe someday we'll be able to prove astrology and numerology is not just some, you know, quacky science. Because all someone would have to do is sit down with you know, that's a lot. But sit down and research tons, maybe like thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, I don't know, of people across countries and see if there are legit patterns in personality depending on your astrological sign and your numerology numbers. If they would do that, I bet you they'd find some patterns. Maybe they wouldn't, you know, you never know, but hey, I believe in it. So we'll have some stuff on that. We'll have a lot of stuff on how to be a happy mother and father and parent or guardian or caretaker, whatever it is, you know, you have, because it's a beautiful thing. And while it's a beautiful thing, let's be honest, like, hey, it can go either way, depending on how you approach it. And I've learned, thankfully, to approach it in a very positive way, in a very thoughtful way that allows me to absolutely love being a mother of 4. You know, I have my moments, but I absolutely love it. And I'm super grateful for that. So that will be some content about, you know, motherhood. I also will have content about relationships. And I definitely believe that I'm highly qualified to give y'all some tips on that. One, again, my background, I do have a background in psychology, so I have studied and continue to study. I'm a nerd at heart. Like, I'm always, you know, listening to different podcasts and different YouTubers and different, you know, researchers and scientists. Hey, Tay-Tay. All right, y'all, let me finish, though. I'm focused. I'm gonna finish. I know I'm doing a longer video today. I got my storage cord. So I got my storage card, which means my phone is not gonna cut me off. So give me some time, okay? Uh-oh, the baby done saw me. But anywho, astrology, numerology, relationships. Yeah, motherhood, relationships, because while my qualified psychology background, also not just having studied it before, but staying current on what relationship experts are saying in today's day and age. Okay, so I'm you know, staying aware about that. And then let's be honest, having started, you know, I started long-term serious relationships at the age of 15. I've always felt like I had an old soul though. So 15 is young to, you know, be in a serious long-term relationship, but pretty much back to back since 15, I've been in long-term committed relationships. I have been married, divorced, and now remarried. Yeah, so I mean, I've got some life experience. I've got my, you know, my research, you know, to talk about that. But I think it's a beautiful thing for people to come together and be real about this topic, because this is life. And let's even take it beyond just romantic relationships, because that's what I was, you know, referring to as marriages and, you know, romantic relationships, but just learning how to have healthy relationships in general with your friends, with your family, with your lover, with your kids. Like, this is critical. This is what we got to learn this because, yeah, yes. I mean, we're all smiling. You know, a lot of people smile. You know, we look at a lot of other people and we assume a lot about their careers. We assume a lot about their home life. We assume a lot about their relationships. But I'm telling y'all, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, you know, need to examine and, you know, get a little grounded. And that's including myself. I'm constantly, you know, checking myself and making sure, you know, I'm, you know, happy and practicing what I preach with my relationships and with my life. So that will be a big one. Another one will be education, I'll say, especially with my path. Yeah, so when it comes to college preparation, you know, that'll probably be more for any followers who are in high school and getting ready for college. And then also anybody who's in school, I can create some content on how to hack the brain and how to really work smart and not hard. So I was someone who was able, I am a nerd, so I do love to learn, but I am someone that I've always been able to get high grades, even throughout college, and even when I was in college with my oldest, you know, having my oldest in college. So even when I was balancing the family on top of schoolwork, I still aced everything. And those of you who know me know I'm humble and I don't, you know, just preach about all my accomplishments, but I was able to achieve valedictorian status in undergrad with the family. And that's not because I studied all day every day. No, I did not study all day every day. Didn't have the time for it. I had great time management skills, which, speaking of time management, that will be a topic. But I also literally studied the science of the brain. And the brain works in a particular way. And if you train your brain a certain way, anyone can basically achieve genius status. Yeah, I don't think people are just born, you know, with genius status. I think some people learn things quicker and more easily than others, but I don't believe it's like you're smarter, you're not. No, it's a lot more than that. It's a lot more than that. It's your circumstances, it's how you're raised, it's how you train yourself. So I'll definitely have some content on that. Travel, that's coming up. So let me go ahead and give y'all a little tidbit on that. So when it comes to travel, that has been on my law of attraction wish list, on my vision boards for some years now. But I always said, well, with the family, with all these changes, how is it going to happen? So I had done some cruises. I've definitely traveled in the States some. But basically, we're just going to do it some more to a greater extent. All of us, the entire family. And so we're going, I'm not going to talk about that too. I want to do a separate video that talks about our little pathway that we're going to do as far as where we're going to be in the States and where we're going to go internationally. And I'm sure there's much more to come as far as different places we're going to go to that I don't even know about yet. So that will be a separate video about, you know, where we're going. And I'm definitely planning to do a lot of vlogging and create content, especially content about how you can travel with, I mean, ideally you want to travel with a lot of money. Let's like be real about it. Everyone wants to have that financial abundance, so we're going to speak that into existence. But if you don't, please know there are ways to travel with not having a lot of money, you know. And so I'm definitely been doing my research. I definitely got the connections when it comes to, you know, different things. So I'm just not even going to get into it because I've got some exciting stuff coming up, but I'll create a separate video about the travels. And when I'm traveling, I'm going to be giving y'all the hookup about coupons and codes, because I'm trying to tell y'all, traveling does not have to be expensive. If you are someone who wants to travel, it does not. I don't know, was that a dog? It does not have to be expensive. So, what else will the channel be about? Health and nutrition. I have a health minor, and I've lived it in my life. I'm going up and down in weight, need to go a little bit down. So that would be a lot of, I can do some topics on that. Psychological and mental health as well as physical health. And how to lose weight. There's definitely a lot of fads out there, but there's, you know, some things that I can talk about. So anyways, I'm gonna stop there because I can just keep going. But y'all see the description. This channel is gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a little bit of everything, because I like learning about a little bit of everything. I like teaching it and sharing a little bit of everything. But it's going to be fun, and I appreciate y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all for taking me as I am, recording off my phone, you know. I will get to that professional, I will get to those professional upgrades as soon as I can. And yeah, I would love for y'all to start sharing my videos with others who might be interested, I'm going to actually start to grow my channel intentionally. Like I said, I have not done that at all. So now is the time that I'm going to start to try to grow it. So I would appreciate your help on that. And yeah, just let me know what you want to hear. Alrighty. Thanks for listening.